Hi everyone, my name is Joe Vivona. I'm 27 years old and I'm from New Jersey. You might recognize me from H.B. Whitehorn Middle School, or more recently, the terrified looking Italian gentleman on television on a show called The Voice. I'd like to take some time and talk to you a little bit about fear. Maybe put a little context into the crazy stuff that was going on in my mind in front of four of the most famous people I have ever seen in my entire life. That being said, it doesn't make a lot of sense to do a video about fear from the comfort of my bedroom. So, let's go to Nashville. So what I am referring to when I talk about fear and anxiety is that just deep-seated self-doubt that is most of the time irrational, that stops you from doing what you're made to do. The way I see it is that fear is there to stop you from petting wild animals and jumping into volcanoes. I've recently had a pretty awesome opportunity that has changed my perspective on fear and taken me way out of my comfort zone, and has kind of changed what I am going to allow stop me. Now, I understand that fear has played a big role in keeping us around as a human race, as far as not getting eaten by saber-toothed tigers and stuff. But today our fears aren't really helping us out like that. They're coming from a lot of different places for a lot of different reasons. So, where does that fear come from? I think it's a combination of things, to be honest. One of the main reasons is just generally not knowing what's going to happen next.
I think I smelled Joe Vivona.
Oh. The great part about my trip to Nashville is that I booked my ticket at midnight the night before, and then I just didn't book a hotel. I just left. And that guy right there, Dan, made sure I wasn't homeless. Thanks, Dan. Dan's a great singer. I'll link his stuff down below. And if there's any other slow dancing videos of him, I'll try to find those as well. So that's that. I got to hang out with these amazing people in this amazing city because I made the choice not to let fear get in the way. If I hadn't done this, not only would I not be getting serenaded by three of my favorite singers in America, I would have missed out on an experience that opened my eyes a little wider to what the world had to offer. You know? Conquering fear is great. That's the goal. But before I went on TV and sang in front of 14 million people, I didn't even know that was a fear that existed. And that's my point. If you live your life without ever experiencing fear, how are you supposed to know your full potential? And there is a ton of stuff out there that you may be afraid of. But doing just a few of those things could help you be the best version of you. You know, like, stay away from sharks and stuff, but like the reasonable ones. So I've enlisted the help of some of the bravest people I know, and I'm just going to let them talk to you. Here are my very good friends, the contestants of Season 10 of The Voice.
Do not be afraid to get out of your comfort zone.
Don't be afraid to fail.
Don't be afraid to try something new, unless it involves fire.
Don't be afraid to sound ridiculous.
Don't be afraid to stand out.
Don't be afraid to move country to follow your dream.
Don't be afraid to trust yourself.
Don't be afraid to have your dog as your best friend.
Don't be afraid to laugh at yourself. Okay,
Don't be afraid to be who you are.
Don't be afraid to overcome adversity.
Don't be afraid to speak with a southern twang.
Don't be afraid to do what people say you can't do, like eating that 7th slice of pizza.
Don't be afraid to follow your heart.
Don't be afraid to ask strangers how ticklish they are.
Don't be afraid to be vulnerable.
Don't be afraid to make a complete fool out of yourself.
Don't be afraid to be passionate about something that other people might consider lame.
Don't be afraid to take a risk.
Don't be afraid to go for the second nose job. Sometimes you just gotta think of the first one as a rough draft.
Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. And then eat a burrito all by yourself.
Don't be afraid to push your limits.
Don't be afraid to be persistent. Also, don't be afraid to tell Joe Vivona that he's the coolest guy in the entire world.
Don't be afraid of judgment.
Don't be afraid to love those that you disagree with.
Don't be afraid to love yourself.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes and learn from them.
Don't be afraid to be weird.
Don't be afraid to take a chance if your heart's telling you it's right.
Do not be afraid to use the bathroom on the airplane. You will not get sucked out. I promise.
Don't be afraid to always be true to yourself and trust your gut.
Don't be afraid to fight for what you love.
Don't be afraid to be different than everybody else.
Don't be afraid to wear women's clothes, even if you're a guy.
Don't be afraid to wear a shirt that was meant for a 6-year-old boy.
Don't be afraid to wear stretchy pants.
Don't be afraid to be who you are.
Don't be afraid to put it all on the line.
Don't be afraid to embarrass yourself.
Don't be afraid to follow your dreams.
Don't be afraid to have zero chairs turn on The Voice.
Don't be afraid to have your Christmas tree up in March.
Don't be afraid to be real.
Don't be afraid to risk it all.
So, now I ask you, what will you not be afraid to do today? Hello everybody, thank you so much for watching this video on fear. If you enjoyed it, please like it and share it with your friends. And maybe they will share it with theirs. If you have the same friends, share it in a mutual sort of... Okay, I'm getting off track. Thank you so much. Thank you this... even more. Thank you this much. All the way. I appreciate you all and your faces. This is the second video I've made in this web series. The first one was about love, and if you'd like to see that one, you can click over in this general vicinity. Hopefully I'll have a thing there. I'm not just pointing to nothing. If you want to subscribe to my channel, which please do that. That'll be over in this direction. Please click there. And thank you so much for my voice family. You guys are amazing. I know you are very busy and you took your time and took the time out of your day to send me those videos. Thank you so much. I love all you guys. I'll be linking all of their information in the info box below. Not all of their information, just their Twitter handles, basically. But you should follow them because they're all just amazing people, and I like them very much. Thanks again, and please subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.